All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and go into our second entry for the Freedom Writer's Diary. I hope that this helps, and I'm going to go ahead and get reading as I read, and if I have to pause, I can draw, but as I read, you'll hear me pause and maybe talk a little bit, and then we'll keep going on. One thing I've noticed about the journal sketch notes is that we're not doing enough note-taking, and I would like to see you guys increase and improve on that. So try to put some effort, a little bit more effort into what you're doing. I would greatly appreciate it, and you will too in the end. So we're going to go ahead and get started on page 6. At the top, it says Freedom Writer's Note. Each teenager played an integral role in developing the diary entries, reading, editing, and encouraging one another. To protect their anonymity and illustrate the universality of their experiences, we decided to number each diary rather than attach a name. The students have shared their life experiences freely without inhibition. Diary 1. Dear Diary, I always thought that odd was a 3-letter word, but today I found out it has 7, and they spell Gruwell. My freshman English teacher is way out there. I wonder how she got this job. The administrator should have known better than to give her this class, but I guess she didn't know any better than to take it. How is she going to handle 4 classes full of this school's rejects? Most people at this school doubt that we can even read or write. She probably drives a new car, lives in a 3-story house, and owns like 500 pairs of shoes. It seems to me that she belongs across the hall with the distinguished scholars. Yeah, she would fit in nicely there, she and those supposedly gifted white kids who think they're better than everybody else. She walked in here on, I'm sweet about you and I care about you mode. It's not going to work. We all know what she's going to treat us like everyone else has. The worst part is I'm pretty sure she thinks she's the one who's going to change us. She alone, the too young and too white to be working here teacher, is going to reform a group of helpless, sure-to-drop-out kids from the hood. I can't deny the fact that this class does seem like a bad rerun of Cops, though, and she has the records to prove it. She'll probably set us in alphabetical order to try to stop any fights. Right now, she's probably deciding who she's going to transfer out. To her, I'm sure we're the below-average kids no one told her about when she got her credentials. I have to admit, though, some of these fools need an attitude adjustment. Most of these niggas come strapped, ready to bust a cap. It's not like they can't wait to get with it with their big-ass pants. They could fit me and 6 of my friends. They could hide a bazooka and no one would notice. I don't even think anyone in this class is supposed to be in here, because there's a white boy in the corner looking down at his schedule, hoping that he's in the wrong room. For his entire life, he's probably been a part of the majority. But as soon as he stepped into this room, he became a minority. Being white in this class is not going to give him the same status that he gets in society. And here he gets stared down by most of us, and the other people just think that he's either stupid or must have ditched the day he was supposed to take the assessment test. Then there are the other ones, like me, who are in the middle, not a badass, but definitely not wearing a pocket protector. I wonder how I ended up in this class. I'm not a disciplinary transfer, and even though English is not my first language, I know I don't belong here. I can already see it. We're going to be stuck with some fat-ass second-grade English book that will put us to sleep before we can even flip a page. With this class, though, she's probably going to have a fatter stack of referrals. I wonder how long she's going to put up with these punks. Even I want to get out of this classroom. I'm sure one of these days she's going to go to the principal and ask for her leave. And then again, what else is new? These kids are going to make this lady quit in the first week, my friends were saying. Someone else said, she'll last a day. I give her a month. Writing. Here's odd. She said, I always thought odd was a 3-letter word. I spell it Gruwell. Okay. Then we have below average kids. Okay, let's see. Let's do the second grade English book. some lines for the pages. Okay. And at the bottom, I'm going to say one month. Okay. All right, so there's that one. Let's go on to the next one. Dear Diary, what the hell am I doing in here? I'm the only white person in this English class. I'm sitting in the corner of this classroom, if that's what you want to call this chaos, looking at my schedule and thinking, is this really where I'm supposed to be? Okay, I know high school isn't I'm supposed to meet all kinds of different people, but this isn't exactly what I had in mind, just my luck. I'm stuck in a classroom full of troubled kids who are bussed in from bad neighborhoods. I feel really uncomfortable here with all these rejects. There aren't even enough seats. My teacher, Miss Gorell, is young and determined, but this class is out of control, and I bet she won't last very long. The school is just asking for trouble when they put all these kids in the same class. It's a disaster waiting to happen. I had lunch before class in the high school quad, noticed that, like everywhere else, it was really separated by race. Each race had its own section and nobody mixes. Everyone, including me, eats lunch with their own kind, and that's that. I'm going to stop here for a minute and I'm going to draw the quad. Okay. And then in that quad, I'm going to draw separate boxes. Okay. That way I can get it ready for this next section here. Everyone, including me, eats lunch with their own kind, and that's that. There's a section known as Beverly Hills or Disneyland. Where all the rich white kids hang out. Then there's Chinatown. Where all the Asians hang. The Hispanic is referred to as either the ghetto or Tijuana, or no, is referred to either as Tijuana town or Run for the Border. The black section is known as the ghetto. Then there's the freaks. There's the freak show in the middle of the quad that's reserved for the druggies, also called tweakers. Well, I didn't put it in the middle, but I'm not really particular about that part. Okay. And the kids who are in the goth scene. From what's going on around me, it's obvious that the division in the quad carries into the classroom. All my friends are across the hall in the Distinguished Scholar class. It's almost all white. The only people I'd have to worry about in that class are really cool and popular people who think that they're better than everyone else. Other than that, I'd be safe with my own kind. I already know it's going to be survival of the fittest. I'm just waiting to get jumped. As soon as possible, I need to get out of this class and into the class across the hall with my friends. Right after the bell rings, I'm going to go talk to my counselor and make her move me out of here. I'll lie and insist that there's been a computer error and that I'm supposed to be in the Distinguished Scholars class. Even though I suck in English and have a learning disability, I know she'll believe me because I'm white. I can't believe all this noise. I just want to be out of here. I hope the bell rings soon. I don't want to spend another minute in this room. If I stay in here, one of two things will happen. I'll get jacked or I'll die of boredom. I'm going to go ahead and write up above here, survival of the fittest. Okay. And I can move some of this around if I needed to, you know, put the tweakers in the center so that I know that's where everybody, we all tend to surround those people that don't know what's going on. So anyway, so there's that one, okay? The next one, and this will be the last entry I do for this short video, okay? Dear Diary, F was the first word that came to my mind when I saw those stupid mother effers coming towards me after school today. I knew I was going to get my ass kicked because there were 3 guys and 2 girls against me. I wasn't afraid or anything. It's not like it was the first time, and I know sure as hell it won't be the last. But why today? It's the first day of school, and I don't feel like dealing with this shit. I knew I didn't want to come to the school. My probation officer thinks he's slick. He swears he's an expert on gangs. That dumbass actually thinks that the problems going on in Long Beach aren't going to affect me at Wilson. If it was up to me, I wouldn't even be in school. But he threatened me, telling me that it was either Wilson or boot camp. I figured it's less painful to go back to school. My PO hasn't realized yet that schools are just like the city. And the city is just like prison. All of them are divided into separate sections depending on the race. On the streets, you kick it with different hoods depending on your race and where you're from. And at school, we separate ourselves from people who are different from us. That's just the way it is, and we all respect that. So when the Asians started trying to claim part of the hood, we had to set them straight. We had to let them know who the true OGs, original gangsters were. We're the real OGs. And like I said before, everything penetrates through. Soon enough, you have little wannabes trying to hit you up at school, demanding respect they haven't even earned. That's why they get pissed when they hit me up, because I refuse to bow down to them. I looked at them and up and down and laughed and said, "Mi barrio es primero." As I stood in the middle of the quad, I thought of how much they look like the people they hated. They dress just like us, they act just like us, they want the territory we own. For that reason, I have no respect for them or the so-called barrio we're willing to die for. I don't even know why they tried to come up to me, asking me where I'm from. Those fools should know what happens when we get hit up. We get pissed off and all hell breaks loose, and the consequences can be deadly. Latinos killing Asians and Asians killing Latinos. They declared war on the wrong people. Now it all comes down to what you look like. If you look Asian or Latino, you're going to get blasted or at least jumped. The war has been declared. Now it's a fight for the pride and respect. They started the war in the ghetto, or in our Aslan. They started the war in our Aslan, a land that belongs to us by nature, and by nature we will bury them. They might think they're winning by jumping me now, but soon enough, they'll all be going down. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to do the true OG. Okay. Okay, the true OGs, original gangsters. That's going to be up to entry number 3. I hope this helped. We'll pick up on entry 4 here in the next video. Thanks.